Hello, adventurers! Today we're traveling to a wild island south of Australia called Tasmania. This is the only place in the world where you can find a truly unique and fascinating creature, the Tasmanian Devil. Now don't let its name fool you. While they can be noisy and fierce, they're not monsters. They are actually the world's largest carnivorous marsupial. That's a big title, which means they are meat eaters that carry their babies in a pouch, just like a kangaroo or a koala. These incredible animals became the top predator on the island after their much larger cousin, the Tasmanian tiger, sadly went extinct many years ago. Tasmanian devils are small, stocky animals about the size of a small dog covered in coarse black fur. Most of them have a white stripe or patch across their chest, which makes each one a little bit different. They have a very distinctive way of walking, almost like a waddle, because their front legs are slightly longer than their back legs. This funny gait doesn't stop them from being excellent climbers and even surprisingly good swimmers. They can cross rivers to find food or just to cool off on a warm day, showing just how adaptable they are to their rugged Tasmanian home. One of the most interesting things about them is how they handle the heat. Because they don't have many sweat glands, they have a special trick. When they get hot or excited, their ears, which are thin and don't have much fur, turn a bright reddish pink. This is because blood rushes to them, helping to release heat and cool their body down. It's like having your own built-in air conditioner. Another fascinating feature is their tail. A healthy, well-fed devil will have a thick, plump tail because that's where they store extra fat for energy. A bit like how a camel stores water in its hump. These creatures got their devilish name from early European settlers who heard their terrifying noises at night. Imagine being in the dark forest and hearing loud, unearthly screams and growls. It was these sounds that gave them their spooky reputation. However, these vocalizations are mostly for show. They use them to communicate with other devils, to sound tough, and to warn others to stay away from their food. Even though they look and sound incredibly fierce, they are usually more about bluffing than starting a real fight unless they absolutely have to. When it comes to dinner time, the Tasmanian devil is not a picky eater. They are mainly scavengers, which means they prefer to eat animals that are already dead. This makes them nature's cleanup crew, and they do an amazing job of it. Their diet consists mostly of carrion, which is the remains of animals like wallabies, birds, and reptiles. Thanks to their incredible sense of smell, they can find a carcass from over a kilometer away. And when they find a meal, nothing goes to waste. They eat everything, the meat, the fur, and even the bones. The secret to their bone-crunching ability is their powerful bite. For its size, the Tasmanian devil has the strongest bite of any mammal on the planet. Their jaws are incredibly strong and they can open them up to 80 degrees wide, which is huge. This allows them to crush and eat bones that other animals would have to leave behind. Their skull is built a bit like a hyena's, perfectly designed for crushing through tough materials. This powerful bite helps them get to all the nutritious marrow inside the bones, ensuring they get every last bit of energy from their meal. Although they are mostly solitary animals, the smell of a large meal will often attract several devils to one spot. This is when things get really noisy and chaotic. A group of devils feeding together is a frenzy of screeching, growling, and biting as they all try to get their share. They establish a pecking order where the biggest and strongest devils get to eat first. They will rip and tear at the carcass, with the dominant animals eating the best parts, while the smaller ones have to fight over the leftovers. It's a messy and intense scene, but it's how they sort out who's in charge. Despite their aggressive behavior around food, these fights are a very important part of their social lives. The deep growls and high-pitched screams are all part of a complex language that helps them establish dominance without getting seriously hurt most of the time. An entire carcass can be completely devoured by a group of devils in less than an hour, leaving almost no trace behind. This incredible efficiency makes them a vital part of Tasmania's ecosystem, keeping the environment clean and healthy by removing dead animals and preventing the spread of disease. The life of a Tasmanian devil starts in a very competitive way. After a pregnancy of only about 3 weeks, a mother devil gives birth to around 20 to 30 tiny babies called pups or imps. Each one is incredibly small, about the size of a grain of rice. As soon as they are born, these tiny, undeveloped pups must make a difficult journey from the birth canal into their mother's pouch. It's a race for survival because even though so many are born, the mother only has 4 teats inside her pouch. Only the first 4 to make it and attach to a teat will survive. Once safely inside the pouch, the 4 lucky pups will stay there for about 4 months, growing and developing. They remain firmly attached to their mother's teat, getting all the nourishment they need. The pouch faces backwards, which is a brilliant adaptation that prevents dirt from getting inside while the mother is digging or moving around. After they've grown fur and their eyes have opened, they start to poke their heads out of the pouch. Eventually they become too big for the pouch and will move into a den, which could be a hollow log, a cave, or a burrow. For the next few months, the pups stay with their mother. They often ride on her back as she goes out to look for food, which is a very cute sight. During this time, she teaches them everything they need to know to survive in the wild. They learn how to hunt for small prey like insects and lizards, how to find carcasses, and how to interact with other devils. They play fight with their siblings, which helps them build strength and practice the skills they will need as adults. By the time summer arrives, they are independent and ready to set off on their own. Life for a Tasmanian devil is short and intense. They reach their full adult size when they are about 2 years old, which is also when they are ready to have babies of their own. In the wild, their lifespan is only about 5 years. Their lives are tough, filled with competition for food and mates. The scars that many adult devils have on their faces are a testament to the many fights they have been in. But this tough life has made them incredibly resilient survivors, perfectly adapted to their unique island home. For a long time, the Tasmanian devil population was strong and healthy, but in the 1990s, scientists discovered a terrible problem. A strange and deadly disease started spreading among the devils. It's called devil facial tumor disease, or DFTD for short. It's a very unusual type of cancer that is contagious, meaning it can pass from one devil to another. This is one of the only cancers in the world known to spread like this. The disease causes large tumors to grow on the devil's face and around its mouth, making it impossible for them to eat. The disease spreads when the devils bite each other, which is a very common and natural behavior for them, especially when they are fighting over food or looking for a mate. Because they bite each other on the face, the cancer cells are transferred from a sick devil to a healthy one. The disease has been devastating, wiping out nearly 90% of the entire Tasmanian devil population in some areas. For a while, it looked like these incredible animals might go extinct. This threat has made saving the Tasmanian devil a top priority for scientists and conservationists. But there is hope. Many amazing people are working hard to save the devils. One of the most important strategies has been to create insurance populations. This involves taking healthy, disease-free devils from the wild and moving them to safe places like zoos or special wildlife sanctuaries on islands where the disease isn't present. These groups of devils can breed safely, ensuring that the species will not be wiped out completely. One such project on Maria Island, off the coast of Tasmania, has been a huge success, with the devil population there growing strong. The most exciting news is that the devils themselves are fighting back. Because they have such short lifespans and breed quickly, nature is working fast. Scientists have discovered that some devils have genes that make them resistant to the disease. These stronger devils are surviving and passing their immunity on to their pups. There is now a real chance that the species can adapt and learn to live with the disease. Thanks to the hard work of conservationists and the amazing resilience of the devils themselves, the future is looking much brighter for this iconic Tasmanian predator.